Hey guys, and welcome back to another Halloween video. Now, apologies for this review being delayed. If you were unaware, I got COVID last week and it took me a while to fully recover from it, but I'm back now and I'm ready to get going with my channel again, especially because I have a great piece to talk about today. But I just wanted to make you all aware of my absence last week in case you haven't seen the post I made on YouTube or on Instagram. Yeah, I just got over COVID, so that's why this review is delayed, but I am ready to get back to my channel today. Okay, so back to the matter at hand. Today I have a review of the Headstone Mill Brewery. Now, this is another one of the early preview buildings Lemax sent me to talk about, and like the Gloom Room Club from last episode, this is another one of the Michaels exclusive buildings for 2022. So for this year, this piece is only going to be at Michaels. I went over more about the Michaels exclusive last episode. So, this piece was one I was very excited for when it was announced. I love my big animated showpieces. I know the caveats that can come with them, but still, I can't help it. I love my big animated showpiece items. I grew up with them, and especially because this piece has an animation mechanic that I absolutely love, which I will talk about shortly. But let's start with the theme of this piece. So, this building is basically an old dilapidated mill that has been converted into a brewery by the undead. And something I really love about this piece is that it really tells the story of, the skeletons using this old mill as a shady looking brewery, and the details and animation really tie into that. So, as you can see on this piece, there are many points of animation, and I guess as a segue, let's talk about all the different animated scenes that are present on this piece. So, starting at the top, you have the actual wind blades that rotate, which, by the way, the wind blades come detached. There's a compartment in the box that stores the wind blades, and you just attach it to the open slot on the top of the building, and it will start rotating. The blades itself are actually pretty well detailed. Behind it, you have the actual workers with the brew materials that spin around the top of the windmill, and looks really good. Moving down to the bottom of the piece, you have the actual water wheel, which I believe this is the first Spooky Town piece to actually have an animated water wheel, which is pretty interesting. Then moving on to the center of the piece, you have this slime barrel that has a skull that will pop out at the center. And lastly, my favorite thing about this piece, on the other side of the building with the gravestones, there is a guy who will pop out of this crypt that's underneath the brewery. Now, I've mentioned this before, I love any time Spooky Town buildings have characters moving in and out of crypts or doors, etc. They used to do it a lot more during the old days, but anytime new Spooky Town utilizes this mechanic, it makes me think of the classic era of Spooky Town, so yeah, I'm just hook, line, and sinker for that. I love pieces that use that. So, getting to the lighting on this piece, the lighting on this piece is very nicely done, and unlike the club from last time, which had a lot of crazy lights on it, this one is just very well done. There isn't a bunch of flashy lights. It's just very solid looking. I know some people have a problem with the crazy lighting, and even last episode with the club, some people in the comments made note of that as well. This piece doesn't have that, but still, it looks very nicely lit. It's got multiple colors of lights, which Lemax has continued the trend of last year, of mixing in different colors instead of just using the green. They got the memo to lay off on that, so now you're seeing way more different types of colors of lighting on the building, which is great. Way better than the old day, kind of the mid-2000s, where the buildings just kind of had nothing but green lighting. So, again, lots of colors on this piece, and it looks great. So, there is a lot of details on this piece. Not only is it very tall, it's over a foot tall, but there's so many details on it. I love all the skulls that are all throughout the building. The creek where the stuff is made, it looks very gross and slimy looking. At the front, you have this dude that's on a boat with all these various materials. And of course, the crocodile that's at the front. Super cool how that's tied to the piece. You have these gravestones that have all different kinds of sayings on it. You have the actual sign to the brewery at the top, or in the middle of the building. And the railing at the very top of the building are actually made out of skeleton hands. Again, fantastic detail on this piece. And lots of theme with it, too, so you could, of course, use this in a town theme. I think this would actually go great with the distillery from last year. It's a bit more haunted, I guess, than that one. The distillery last year looked more like a real piece. This is more of like a haunted style. town piece, so it will work great for that. You also have the graveyard theme, which this would look great for. That's probably what I'm going to utilize it for. But something that I think is really cool about this piece is it's a piece that will go great in that swamp/bayou theme, which is a pretty obscure theme when it comes to spooky villaging. There's only been a handful of those types of pieces across both Lemax and Department 56, and I think really the only really notable one was the Department 56 Rare and Retired Dead Creek Mill, which is one of their classic Department 56 Halloween pieces. That's a great piece, but it's hard to get now. But if you have that piece, this would make for a fantastic companion piece next to it. It's got the animation of that one, the lighting's kind of similar, and again, it ties with that whole swamp/bayou theme, so I think it's great for that. Alright guys, so that's basically my take on the Headstone Mill Brewery. I love this one. You're going to be seeing this one, I betcha, whenever I talk about some of my favorite buildings of the year. I can't imagine this one isn't going to be on there. Again, I love all the animation, I love the lighting. It's very well done, it's very well detailed, and it's got a great soundtrack, by the way, which you're about to hear in a second. So, that'll be it from me, guys, and to tease what I have next week, we're going to enjoy some nice poison pumpkin stew. So thank y'all very much. I'll see you then.